All right, good evening, everybody out there in TikTok land. Robe guy here. Wanted to kind of see how everybody's doing. So we got a Wednesday night bull sesh going on. So it's been an interesting week, you know. Been a little contentious to start with, but it's one of the good things is that the Vietnam. There was a trade agreement with Vietnam, which obviously helped a little bit when it comes to to what's going on in the market. The market rebounded today, which is good. We'd like to see that. Saying hello to everybody. But yeah, the market's rebounded a little bit. Actually creeping around record highs. Great to see that. Absolutely. Heard a little bit from Jerome Powell. I mean, Jerome Powell's my freaking hero. I mean, he really is. I mean, he's getting so much pressure from Trump. And it's like, dude, you can't change this guy's mind. He's not political. He's not a Democrat, not a Republican. He doesn't care what your thoughts are. He doesn't care about your political aspirations. He doesn't give a shit about that stuff, which is good. And I appreciate that. Okay, because Jerome Powell is supposed to be independent. Just like the Supreme Court is supposed to be independent. They're not. They're in the cold. Well, not all of them are in the cold, but most of them are in the Trump cold. So they have no brain of their own. They will do whatever Trump tells them to do, which is how colds work. That's a cold thing. But anyway, so yeah, I mean, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, the Jerome Powell is making his own decisions, being his own man, and you got to appreciate that. You really do. You got to appreciate that. So, and he's also said today that if it wasn't for the tariff nonsense that completely Trump caused, that there's a good chance he would have cut rates already. And I think he would have. So, and that's great. I mean, I don't see why he wouldn't cut rates already. Why not? What's the point of not cutting rates? It's not like he wants the rates to stay up. He doesn't have any. It doesn't affect him. It's just he's doing what the market's telling him to do, basically, which is good. So. Job openings unexpectedly increased in May, so there's a little bit of a job opening increase, which we didn't expect. Okay, so yeah, this could be this could be a pretty crazy summer. I'm kind of thinking because of the tariff nonsense that's going on, and I think that we're going to have a lot of store shelves that are going to be a little bit empty. So, I mean, it is what it is. Nothing's perfect, but, I just don't want to see store shelves be empty. So I'd like to see a show of hands. I doubt if anybody's on here right now, but I'd like to see a show of hands of who bought into Bit Immersion Technologies. Anybody? Did you buy into it? I hope you did. You hope you did, because I did a Monday morning rocket on Monday, okay? On Monday, okay, this stock was at $4 a share, okay? $4 a share. This stock was at $4 a share on Monday fucking morning when I told you people about this. It was at $4 a share. Guess where it is now? I told you about this Monday morning, bright and early. I hope you bought into it. I did. I made some money. I set my stop orders. It already sold. I didn't make it quite to $57, but it's up 1,236 fucking percent. Okay? So thank you, Vincent. Glad you're a big fan. I'm sure you're a big fan if you bought into that sumbitch, because that thing skyrocketed like mad. Oh my God. It was crazy. So I couldn't believe it. Yeah, it was nuts. But I know, I saw it on Monday morning. Okay? They're talking about an Ethereum treasury, which is some new verbiage, and I'm not saying 100% that I fully understand what that means, but it is what it is. Where do you follow your news or stocks you invest in? I look all over the place. I look at a lot of different things. I don't have any one thing that's like a silver bullet that says this is what I look at, this is who I trust. I listen, to what different. So I subscribe to True Social. It's not the truth. I mean, most of it's lies, but still, I mean, I still like to look. Even if I think somebody's full of shit, I'm still going to look. I still want to know. When somebody like Trump, especially since I've got $70K invested in oil, I've got another 70K invested in a gold stock. You want to listen, okay? Because those are very, they're very contentious. Now, the great thing about a gold stock or a gold ETF or an oil, the United States Oil Fund, which is an ETF basically, they're never going to go to zero. Okay, so even if it goes down, which I told you guys about the United States Oil about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, I told you about this. I said, yep, I think that Trump is going to bomb Iran, and he did. And the experts agreed with me. The experts said, if he bombs Iran, oil is going to go through the fucking roof. So what did I do? I woke up bright and early that morning before he bombed them. I dumped 70K into oil, the United States Oil Fund, at $85 a share. $85 a share. And it tanked. It went from $85 a share that day to $73. Yeah. So I was a little upset. But if you guys have been watching me, you know that losing in the stock market is not a bad thing if you like the stock. The ETF, the stock, is it something that's strong? Does it have strong bones? Does it have good earnings? Is it going to be around for a while? Okay, don't get into anything if there's a chance it's going to go to zero. Is gold ever going to go to zero? No. Is oil ever going to go to zero? No. It ain't going to fucking happen, all right? I'm here to tell you. It's not advice. It's fact, because it will neither oil or gold will ever go to zero. Okay? So yeah, when I bought $70,000 worth of that oil ETF at $85 a share and it dropped to 73, I lost some money. Seriously, but I didn't lose it because I didn't sell it. What I sold was a call. Okay? So I sold a call. I had to stretch it out a little bit because of how much I was down, because I bought it at 85, all right? So I set the bar at 85.50, so I make 50 cents a share. It's a 73, okay? I had to stretch it out to August 15th, so it's a six-week call. But that's okay. That's how you make money, even though you're losing in a tank stock, as long as you're okay with the fact that stock's going to go back up. You have to have that kind of faith. Otherwise, this isn't for you. You got to be sure. You got to do your research. You got to make sure that what you're investing in has strong bones, it's been around a while, and it ain't going to go to fucking zero. If it goes to zero, you'll still lose your ass. You can sell calls all you fucking want. It goes to zero, you're still screwed, okay? So, 4th of July is coming. Anyway, so I did that. Okay, it's a 76 now today, I think. So it went up like $3 a share the past few days, and it expires August 15th at 85.50. So I'm going to make 50 cents a share, okay, on 1,400 shares, and it's like, okay, cool. All right, so I'm going to make 700 on that, but I sold the call at 22.50, almost 2,300. So there we go, right? So I'm actually, even though it's been losing money like crazy. It's starting to come back. That oil ETF, I'm still making money on it, okay? And it expires August 15th. It expires August 15th, and it's at $82 a share. It expires worthless, and I do it again. And I make another $2,000, and I hang on to my stock. So anyway, that's options, okay? If you guys want to know more about options, if you guys want to know more about how to make money at options or whatever, let me know. We can schedule a call. Because, options is probably options, especially in ETFs, is, as I always say, one of the safest ways to go in this industry. Okay, in the stock market, ETFs and selling calls and selling puts is a really good way. Are you starting to lean more into options rather than shares? Yes, I am, and I have been for a little while. Okay, and as I said, I can show you guys. First 30 minutes is free. It's a measly $50 every half an hour after that. It's not that much, but I can show you how to do it, and I can show it specific to your portfolio and to what you're looking at. Okay, who did I vote for? Joey Chestnut, because he was just such a great hot dog eater. The guy, I don't know how he does it. I wish I could do that. I just couldn't imagine what it would do to my stomach. If I have one hot dog, I'm on the shitter for like an hour. I can't imagine. So I voted for Joey Chestnut. He didn't win, but, it was a thought. I just got into options trading 3 months ago, okay? it's good. Yeah. So it's it's interesting. Can you say hi to my buddy Gabe Owners? Hey Gabe, how's it going? Can you let us know your current positions? Yeah, I mean, I've got, my current positions. Yeah, sure, I'll let you know my current positions. Sure, absolutely. My current positions, I've got about $251,000 that's invested, okay? So I've got my current position, the only real stocks that I'm in still is my baby, D-Wave, still my baby. Got some D-Wave. And I've got some calls sold on that one. SMCI. Okay, so even though you don't necessarily want to chase selling calls, okay? Well, I bought a call for SMCI. Okay, yeah, 48, 718. Good job. That's what I just said. SMCI, yeah. So I've got in SMCI, I have 73,575. So this had originally went down the other day when I bought it, right? It went down. But now it actually came back up. It creeped up. Okay, but I sold a call at $49 a share. So I'm not making a lot. I'm making like 70 cents a share or something. But I made $22.80 on the call. And I sold it on Monday. And it expires tomorrow. So if, now there's a chance this may exercise, which is fine. I'm cool with that. Okay, because right now it's at a $49 call. It's at $49.05. Okay, but that's not break even. So, keep in mind there's a disconnect with some people I've talked to. Remember this, okay? The break even is not what you're selling it at. You're selling it at the $49. Okay, the break even is for the person that's buying it. Okay, it's good to know that, understand it, that it still probably needs to get to So for here, it needs to get to $50.52 before they're going to want to exercise. Because then if not, they're going to take a loss. What's the point that they're just going to buy it on their own? Okay, and then it falls worthless, and I get the $2,200 Monday morning, rinse and repeat, right? But anyway, I see a lot of people get confused on it. Don't get confused on that, okay? Strike price, break-even point. Strike price is where you're going to sell it. Break-even point's higher, but you're not selling it at that, so don't think that. Now, they need to sell it at that to make a profit, but that's not what you're going to be doing, okay? So it is what it is. So anyway, all right. So you bought SMCI. Excellent. How did you do during the 2009 recession? I lost my ass. Lost my house. My wife ran off with a pastor, a man of the cloth, because they're so religious and all. I had 5 restaurants, lost all 5 of them. I worked at Starbucks. Yep, I did. I worked at Starbucks and I made $10.25 an hour in 2009. Starbucks. Why? Because I lost every fucking thing. I lost $25,000 in the market overnight, and I lost everything. I lost everything. So, and in life, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, really. At the end of the day, now that I look back on it, because I own a 4-bedroom home with a pool and a hot tub, and I got a good job, and I'm able to sit here and bullshit with you guys and tell you about these great, investments that I have, because I hit rock bottom. And it's not a bad thing in life to hit rock bottom once. You do it, you figure it out, you move on, you get past it, and there you go. Okay, you can do that. Anybody can do that. I mean, I'm going through a divorce now. My divorce will be filed in a few weeks. My wife left. It is what it is. It's not rock bottom, but it sucks because I don't want to lose my wife. I love my wife very much. She's, can't help it. But, you got to move on, You didn't get in on Hood or Bull or Coin at all? No, I mean, I've day traded Robinhood. Yes, I have. I have day traded Robinhood a little bit here and there. But no, I mean, I'm not like long-term in on it. No. So, wow, unbelievable. You just got even more interesting. You keep reinventing yourself. Life, respect. Yep. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Thank you. It's, it is what it is. So, yeah. You going through divorce, or are you talking about 2009? 2009, I went through divorce with that wife, my first one, who cheated on me and ran off with a pastor. Now I'm going through with a wife who is a mean drinker. So she's drinks and gets mean, and I can't handle it. So it is what it is. Just not going to work. So I can't deal with that. I can't deal with violence in my life. I just can't. So I'd rather sit here on TikTok and talk to you guys than have somebody get violent with me. So that's just my own thing, but whatever. So yeah, sorry to hear that you deserve better. Thank you. I appreciate that. I really do. Anyway, so beside the point, yeah, as I said, so that's what I'm looking at with super microcomputers. So it's been pretty interesting. As I said today, you got kids. Yeah, my son's 32. So my son's older. So anyway, so Trump made his agreement with Vietnam today, which is great because we are a big partner of Vietnam. Okay, and so he made an agreement with them. So the market definitely turned upward today, which is great. Love to see that. I'd like to see him be friendlier to Canada. There's just no reason to be fighting with fucking Canada. I don't understand where his mind. He doesn't know where his mind is. He's confused. Anyway, beside the point. I just, the jobs reports came out though, and the openings unexpectedly increased. So job openings increased, but the unemployment didn't necessarily change. So that can be a little different, You still have the same position on Trump in regards to the markets. We reached all-time highs. Well, so, what I've been seeing and what I've been, the scuttlebutt I've been hearing is the whole term of baked in, okay? And, the whole idea of baked in is when the market and investors are expecting a certain amount of insanity, okay? When you have somebody like Trump who is, I don't care what you think of him. He's mentally ill. He has mental problems. You can tell by listening to him. He just wanders and meanders. It doesn't make a lot of sense. The stuff he talks about, it's all his ego. It's just he's got a lot of mental problems. Anyway, and I'm not going to argue about that. I don't care who you voted for. I voted for Joey Chestnut, and it just didn't work out, so that's fine. But anyway, so as far as that goes, I want to say that I will compare that to the boy who cried wolf. And that's why he's now Taco Don, because he's cried wolf too many times. The whole tariff thing and all the other nonsense. When you cry wolf too many times, nobody takes it seriously anymore. People don't listen to him. People don't fucking listen to him. People don't care. They're like, yeah, whatever. Okay, tariff. Tariff. Who cares? And this guy's talking about alligator Alcatraz, which is horrible. That's not America. That's not who we are. My family was immigrants. I don't know who the fuck Justin, whatever the fuck Purser is, but I'll bet your family was immigrants too. Okay? Most of us are, unless your family was American Indians. Okay? So we were all immigrants at one time. And, the fact is he's kicked out a lot of criminals. So did Biden. So did Obama. So did Trump the first time. They all do. None of the presidents ever want criminal aliens or criminals at all to stay on the streets. That's the whole point of the law. Okay, but when you go to a high school and you jerk a kid out of class to send him back to El Salvador, a country he's never lived in, that's horrible. Doesn't speak the language, never been there, doesn't know anything about it, and you're going to send him back there? You're going to send him to a detention center, this alligator Alcatraz? It's horrible. It's un-American. It's cruel. And it reminds me of what happened during World War II, Because Japan bombed Pearl Harbor in the Midwest, they opened up concentration camps for Japanese Americans. Japanese Americans, they took out of the military. They were serving our country, just like now. Last week, or was it only a couple of days ago, the Mexican, immigrant who had served in our military, fought for our fucking country, is now in one of these detention centers. You think that's okay, even though he fought for our fucking country? Then you're not an American. You're an embarrassment to this country, and you're an embarrassment to yourself if you think that. Okay? And I'm embarrassed to be an American because we have a fucking president that does bullshit like that. It's horrible. Horrible that you would do something like that. It really is. So it's, it's bad. It's really bad. That's not what it's meant for. Do I want the criminals out of here? Of course I do. So did Biden, so did Obama, so did Trump, so did Bush, so did Clinton, so did the other Bush. They all do. None of them want them in here. That's stupid. That's just Republican talking points and regurgitation of crap. Nobody wants them in here. Nobody. Okay? Not one fucking person, all right? But the chances of you being murdered by an illegal immigrant are like 1 in 40,000 being killed by a white male, 1 in 100. So where's the problem really lie? Exactly. I'm hella bald. Can I still get chicks? I don't know, Willie. I think girls like bald somewhat. I told my son, my son's only 32, but he's starting to have some receding hairline here. I don't have that, fortunately. I still have beautiful locks. I told him to shave the fucking thing. You know, when I was a kid, if you were a skinhead, you were shaved your head, you were like a white supremacist and whatever, and it's like not that way anymore. Everybody does it. No big deal. So, yeah. So, anyway, yeah, okay, Captain Cardigan. I don't know what you're talking about. It's nice here. I'm a prisoner here. I doubt you're a prisoner here if you're on the internet. We have pickleball courts. Yeah, that's great. Good evening. Can you recommend best way to learn charts? So, charts, you're talking about candles. You're talking about signals. Okay, so that is a whole thing to learn on your own. I can't teach you that sitting here, all right? It's a whole thing. And you need to be able to watch behind me, watching signals and watching ups and downs and reds and greens before you're really going to understand what's going on. So if you really want to understand signals, I'm not saying anything wrong with it. You can make money at it, but just be really careful and just don't forget, no matter what you do, set your stop orders, okay? Because I don't care who you are, okay? You could still lose everything, so be really careful, all right? There's a Pizza Hut here at Allegheny. I don't care. Yeah, it's crazy what's going on. Oh, yeah, I know. Concentration camps are okay to pay for. These immigrants were paying taxes. They were paying taxes, exactly. Some of them were serving the military, you know? No, but they're not okay. They're not okay to pay for. No, you know? Absolutely not. Amen. It's not USA. No, it isn't USA. It's a fucking embarrassment. It's all messy. I pray for your humanity. Yeah, I know. Bald is beautiful. Hey, I'm not going to because I have a nice head of hair, but you know what? If this started like a receding back and I had skid marks on my head, I'd shave it. Wow, you need help. I need help. I'm good. Thank you, though. Appreciate it. I don't think I need any help, but I'm good. Let's see here. So, the bathrobe genius. I don't know. People say it makes me like you, look like Hugh Hefner. And I'll say, you can say what you want about him. Was he a pervert? Sure. Was he a weirdo? Absolutely. Was he a genius? Fucking A. What indicators do you use? As far as indicators go, I really like to look at the bones. And I've showed you guys, you can go look at my previous, videos. The bones is looking at where the stock's been the past 5 years. I don't really get into too many stocks if they haven't been around for a while. I like to look at that. I like to look at their beta as well. Okay, look up the beta. Look up the beta for any of the stocks you get into, because it's going to compare it to the S&P 500. And if the beta is 2 or 3, if it's a 2, then it's 2 times more volatile than the S&P 500. It's volatile. Now, if it's under 1, great. Then it's less volatile than a common S&P 500 stock. So that's a sign that, okay, this might be a little bit better to invest in. So, yeah. What's your expectations with July 9th coming up? What do you think about penny stocks? So July 9th, I mean, as I said, I think there is something to be said for this whole baked in thing that people keep talking about, because of the fact that Trump's went through so many of this Trump nonsense, of this tariff nonsense. People are, he's crying wolf so much, people aren't believing him as much. They're just not. You can only say it so many times before people are like, you know what, fuck off. You're an idiot. And they know that. I mean, he blathers and bolsters and tries to prop himself up to be something great, and he's not. He's by far the worst president we've ever had. This big, beautiful bill. Am I happy about it? Yeah, I get a tax cut. Okay, because I do this for a living. I make good money, so yeah, my taxes are actually going to come down. Your taxes, if you're middle class or working class, is going to go up. Now, yes, no taxes on tips and whatever, but it's so minuscule. It's so tiny. I mean, what are you making in tips? $100 in a night. Okay, so you're not going to get charged $15. Ooh, it's not that big of a deal, really. It's just it's smoke and mirrors just to make you think of something. Because then they also raised the taxes on the middle class a little bit too, which they also didn't talk about. There's a lot in there that you don't know about. So yes, that's what I'm going to ask you that. Penny stocks. Ugh. So some penny stocks, I mean, are okay. It's just, as I said, you want to make sure it has a trajectory. Okay. And I mean, some of the ways that people make the most money is, you watch something and maybe it was at $100 a share and now it's down to $1 or 95 cents. Okay. But then in the past month, suddenly it's all of a sudden started to go up. And it's got maybe some good news. Maybe they've got, another public offering. They're merger talks or whatever happens. With that penny stock, you just need to really watch it and be very careful and make sure you set your stop orders, okay? Because penny stocks are very contentious. You can be a millionaire overnight and you can lose it all in 2 seconds with penny stocks. I've done it, okay? I've done it. I've lost my ass in penny stocks. I don't really get into them much anymore. Can you be a millionaire? Absolutely. But your chances are, slim, unless you pick the right one at the right time. You just gotta be at the right place at the right time. I mean, it is what it is with penny stocks, So yeah. Anyway, let's see, penny trade. Oops. Yep. Any recommendations on something to enter in regards to shares? Right now, I do like SMCI. SMCI has been looking really good. Recently, there was also a solar ETF that I really liked that I might get into because it also has some good call options. They're paying like $2.50, $3 per contract, which is good. Sell calls at it was like $1.50 over where it was this morning. So some of the solar ETFs are actually looking pretty good right now, and the oil ETF has definitely gone up. Consider that. So has the gold has gone up as well. So I think that for July 9th, if I probably will buy more of my gold stock, my gold ETF, the day before, because I think that it might go up because of that. Okay, because as soon as the tariff nonsense goes into effect July 9th, the dollar comes down, dollar's worth less, and on the world stage, we're looked at as an embarrassment because of what he's doing. And so gold goes up, dollar goes down. Remember that. Dollar goes down, gold goes up. So always remember that in the back of your mind. Okay, our credit rating goes down, gold goes up. So just keep that in mind, okay? That's always something to remember. So I can see right through you spiritually. That's awesome. I don't really know what to say about that, but okay. You can look through me all you want, buddy. But I don't wear see-through robes, so it costs you a lot to see what's underneath here. All right. Anyway, that's kind of where I'm at for tonight. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. And if I see anything in the morning, we'll have a Thursday morning rocket. Keep in mind, Friday, I believe the stock market's closed Friday. I'm pretty sure, it's 4th of July. So, yeah, market's closed Friday. So just don't forget that in weeks that are limited, like this, the small weeks was only like 4 days. It's closed at 1 p.m. tomorrow. Okay, so it does open in the morning. All right. But even when there's a smaller week, though, just remember it is a little more volatile. Okay, even if it's just by 1 p.m. closed, just saying it can be a little bit more volatile. So just be mindful, be careful. Don't forget your stop orders. Okay, if you want me to look at your portfolio, let me know. Send me a DM. We'll go through your portfolio. First 30 minutes is free. It's $50 a half hour after that. You can go over your portfolio, give you my input, my opinions. If you want to learn about my options and how I've been I made $13K this month. That's just me. Okay, I have a bankroll to go with, obviously. So you might not make that much depending on how much you have, but you might be able to. You never know. So if you want to know what I'm doing and how I'm doing it, I can definitely show you. Just send me a DM and we can schedule some time, all right? You guys have a good night. Take care.